What is up? Welcome to Bleach Boys. For this week, we have so much Bleach news to cover, including the 1,000-Year Blood War Part 3 Blu-ray finally coming to the Americas with a limited edition as well. We have Klub Outside questions out the wazoo talking about Jump Festa and Kubo looking over more storyboards for Part 4. Very, very exciting. Bleach Soul Resonance is edging ever closer, and we've hit the pre-registration goal. There's another Bleach collab happening with Omnibus, and we have 3 Klub Outside questions, multiple very good questions from the Discord, and I went to Anime Pasadena where I got to see Johnny Young Bosch and Michelle Ruff, the voice actors of Ichigo and Rukia, respectively. Welcome to Bleach Boys. On this week's episode, it's just me until Jose gets here because he's running late. So I waited 45 minutes. He's still late. He says he's going to be here soon. Who knows? He'll just join when he gets here. But let's talk Bleach TYBW Blood War Part 3 Blu-ray. It is out on everywhere you think you could get it. Amazon, Crunchyroll. I was going to say Right Stuff that doesn't exist anymore. But of course, we have the traditional Blu-ray and then the limited edition. The limited edition comes with a special art book, a special slip cover, a different cover when you open up the Blu-ray. So it comes with a lot of really cool stuff, which is the same setup they've done for Part 1 and Part 2, respectively. What's going to be covered in that book? Is there going to be any new information that we don't know yet, as this was just finally announced? And speaking of, because the Blu-rays have been announced, Toonami is going to finally air Bleach TYBW Blood War Part 3, coming very, very soon. And very soon being November 29th. So Toonami, Tom is back. Everything's right in the world. Watch anime on Toonami. It is how all of the goats got started. You know, I'm not thinking about, I don't know why I'm wearing these headphones, because I'm not talking to anybody. Yeah, let's do like an episode where you can see my ears. So yeah, watch Toonami. Bleach TYBW Blood War Part 3 coming soon. And if you want it on the Blu-ray of 1,000 Blood War Part 3, you can do that now. I often forget that I pay for the ultimate membership on Crunchyroll. So a lot of times I order stuff off of Amazon because I have Prime. It's like, that makes a lot of sense. Let's just order off of Amazon. But then I remember I get 15% off everything I order on the Crunchyroll store. So I think I'm going to start shopping more in the Crunchyroll store, even though it is not hot right now to support Crunchyroll. I'm going to do it for my 15% discount, guys. Don't judge, okay? Let's talk some of the Klub Outside comments we have this week as well. I could really do this as like a news show now at this point. Like, it's the Sam recapping weekly Bleach news. Welcome. I'll have my little display here. I'll have Pythes coming. Did anybody watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast? There was Space Ghost, and then there was that insect guy. His name was like Brack or something like that. Pythes could be my Brack to my Space Ghost, and we could just cover Bleach news. Sam, editor Sam, jot that down. Nobody steal that idea. Copyright. Klub Outside. Kubo's talking about Bleach 1,000 Blood War Part 4 storyboards. And he says, I'm checking the Bleach anime storyboards right now, and maybe it's because I've been reviewing them for years, but I've started to get a feel, even at the storyboard stage, for when an episode is clearly being aimed at really high quality. It's going to be good, boys. It's going to be good. I've been saying I think Core 4 is going to be some of the best anime Bleach we're ever going to see. And I know a lot of people hold Yamamoto versus Yhwach from Part 1 to still be the goated fight from all Bleach 1,000 Blood War. I think the finale fight we're going to get in this has the potential to outpace that in every way possible, especially if they expand that fight and go crazy. I think people are going to have an insane time watching that. Now, I really want to see people's reactions who've never seen anything that has to do. I'm trying to beat around the bush so I don't necessarily spoil it. But, you know, that final Yhwach fight, okay? I want to see people's reactions when they watch that for the first time. Dude, people are going to go fucking crazy. And I hope that's what he's talking about. Because I remember there was a time way, way, way back in the day, and I think it was referring to Kenpachi versus Retsu, potentially Yhwach versus Yamamoto, that he said a very similar quote. Hey, fingers crossed it's that final fight, baby, or a new chat fight, all right? Who's going to say? Who's going to say? We're going to push the agenda all the way through and through. Another comment we got was talking about Jump Festa from Kubo, and he said today he recorded my comment for Jump Festa at the studio. I was nervous, but it was a lot of fun. It's usually the same team whenever we film something at the studio, and I'm really happy that everyone always seems to be genuinely enjoying their work. Also, the makeup artist said, your hair smells amazing. What is that? But the truth is, I skipped my bath the night before because I was feeling lazy, so I rushed to shower the morning before coming in. Hey, you know what? We don't go to judge that. He's a busy man. He's overseeing storyboards. He's writing the hell arc. Who knows? All right. He's a busy guy. If he's going to take a shower before, they should be happy he took a shower off. This is America. They would have shown up taking no shower and you would have just had to suck it up. All right. So kudos to Kubo. When we get Kubo comments and interviews and stuff like that, like we get from Anime Expo, which we've been at every single panel for Anime Expo, he typically teases a lot of stuff. So very excited to see the Jump Festa. He's going to be releasing another video talking about hopefully Core 4. I can't wait to see what he's going to say because he always has something to say. Last time it was all about like what character to look forward to the most in Core 4, which is very, very cool. If he's doing a comment after maybe a trailer shows, that'd be really cool. That'd be really, really, really cool. So high hopes for Jump Festa, which I think everybody's waiting for at this point, which is about a month away. So very exciting stuff coming, hopefully soon. Let's talk Bleach Omnibus. Now, I've never heard of this company before, Omnibus, but they put out a tweet saying that at Jump Festa 2026, they're going to be having Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Arc merch featured at their booth, and it's going to be from December 20th to December 21st, which are the days for Jump Festa, and they show all of the images of the characters from 1000 Year Blood War Part 3. It looks like they're little PNGs from the ending of it. Now, I went on their Twitter, I looked up other series that they've collaborated with, not expecting anything crazy from this merch drop. A lot of it is going to be your classic kind of Japanese merch fanfare where it's going to be plastic plexis, it's going to be stickers, little blind bags of like the images. I didn't see anything where they went absolutely crazy. So like I wouldn't expect like the best Bleach merch you're ever going to see. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be this picture here of their PNGs plastered everywhere. Everything you think you could put it on, they're going to have that at the booth. But more Bleach merch is always good, so I'm down to see, and I hope it is something good. Jump Festa usually has a lot of really cool exclusive merch, so I'm going to be scalping those Japanese auction sites, trying to get whatever I can get. Let's swap over now to Bleach Soul Resonance. Bleach Soul Resonance has made its official comeback to social media as we have the return of the Bleach Soul Resonance Twitter. Love that. If you guys don't know, Bleach Soul Resonance went through a little bit of a oopsie daisy as their distributor went under. They didn't know what was going to happen in the game. The developers like, don't worry, we're still making the game. We're still making the game. Now we know that was the truth, but they never returned. Social media never came back up. Now, as of November 11th, they just suddenly reappeared. Everything's right in the world, and we know the game is coming soon. So I had mentioned in the opening that we had reached all of the pre-registration goals, which was 15 million pre-registrations for the game, which is very, very, very impressive for a Bleach game. And then we have 7 more days as of recording this. So Bleach Soul Resonance, November 21st, 7 more days, and then this game will be out, which is a Friday, I believe. So hopefully you guys mark your calendars for having that Friday off. I didn't. That snuck up on me, so I will have to play it on Saturday. If you guys go to their website, you can actually see the list of characters they're going to have available at launch. Let me know which of those characters you guys are most looking forward to playing. Yachiru is one of them, which I think is going to be fucking awesome. So she's definitely on the top of my list. And then if Ikaku stays as broken as he was in the open alpha, I don't even know if it was closed alpha, Ikaku, Bald Gang, we ride for life. Man, if I don't have anybody slowing me down, I'm zooming through all of this news here. Bleach Brave Souls officially announced the mid-month banner as well. It is the release of Spirit Society Aizen, and then the Bambietta that we saw leaked, or it wasn't leaked, it was announced as part of Bleach Brave Souls Fest. I have still spent many orbs trying to summon for the new 1000 Year Blood War Nemu, the new 1000 Year Blood War Nanao. I have achieved 1000 Year Blood War Yachiru. Very good unit. Enjoy Yachiru. I've gone 10 steps. Nope, wrong. I've gone 11 steps on the banner because Nanao seems to be very, very good. Great booster unit. Would love to have her because I didn't get Ganju. Ganju, great booster unit as well. Didn't realize that till he was gone. Now I can't get Ganju. So I don't want to be in that situation again. I've gone 10 steps. My 10th step, I actually got 4 or 5 stars. 2 of those 5 stars was the old version of Nanao, who is haunting me and pissing on my grave every single day I play that game. I got another copy of Yachiru and another copy of the new Bazbeat. So I continue to rage against the machine that is Bleach Brave Souls by feeding it money. I am feeding it an insane amount of Steam Wallet credits. I found out recently that I have a small fortune of Steam Wallet credits in Counter-Strike skins. Even though the market has crashed, I have a couple skins that are like $100 a pop. Sold one of those, bought a character pack, got some more orbs, threw that into the game, wasted it instantly. So I don't recommend playing Bleach Brave Souls. I highly recommend playing Bleach Soul Resonance. I think that game's going to be awesome. I think you're going to have a great time as a single player campaign. That game is going to be great, especially if you're a Devil May Cry fan. I highly recommend it. Now, I should save this news for Jose being here, but fuck him. He's late, all right? Our good friend and friend of the podcast, Ryan Watanabe, the mangaka himself, has finally released a physical version of his manga called Dragon Tofu. It is available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. This is not a paid advertisement. This is just our good friend who's been working very, very hard. I don't know if you guys remember, but we talked about him before going out to Japan and actually meeting with a lot of the editors of the Japanese manga publishers, the manga magazine publishers out there, and actually getting some advice from the editors and like what he needs to do to get better and what he needs to do to get his manga to be published. And a lot of the manga distributors and publishers really liked it. They liked the manga. They liked the artwork. They wanted him to go back and kind of refine that first chapter and really iron it out. He's done it. All right. The manga is really good, really fun. If you're an old head like me and you like something, I'm going to say like Bobo, I highly recommend checking out Dragon Tofu. You can actually read it for free. If you search for Dragon Tofu, he has it available for you guys in both English and Japanese. And if you guys want to support a homie, check it out. It's not that expensive. If you want, I can even get it signed for you, okay? We'll work that out. You send me your book, I'll get it signed for you. All right, I'll have the link for that in the description down below. Now, let's talk Klub Outside questions. Some of these I thought were pretty good, but then I saw the internet clowning on it. I personally read it like a dumbhead, and I was like, oh, what a great question here. And then everyone's like, that's the stupidest question I've ever heard. My bad, all right? So question number 1. What kind of meals are provided to criminals locked away in the Mukin? Also, since Aizen's mouth is strapped up, do they remove his binding when he eats? And Kubo responds with, no meals are provided. The individuals who are in prison there are criminals that cannot be killed. Now, I think this is a twofold question here. I think this is asked by somebody who's just thinking like, oh, it's a prison. Prisoners get meal. Like, what kind of food are they given there? And like, how do they feed the guy who has his mouth strapped because he has to have his mouth strapped because he's such an asshole? And then he's going to like start doing kurohitsugi and fucking people up. So what do they do for that? That's just a simple question. Guy didn't think much further than that. Kubo's like, well, no, like you got to remember these are people who literally cannot be killed. One of the ways somebody can be killed is by starving. So obviously these people in the Mukin cannot starve, right? If they could just starve them out, they would just throw them in the Mukin, wait for them to starve, throw them in the trash. I like this because he explicitly says, and maybe this is obvious, but I like to really hammer this in. Everybody that is in the Mukin is like somebody who like quite literally cannot be killed. They're like, we cannot figure out how to do it. We cannot figure out what to do with them. We're just going to throw them in the darkness. We're never going to go down there unless we're putting more people into the Mukin. There's no reason for us to be, that does make me wonder, do they go down and check on these people? Like, do they like every once in a while like, oh, let's just double check and make sure Aizen's in there and just like do a quick little security walk? Or is just, I feel like it's not even worth it. I feel like just stay the fuck away from them and just leave them in the darkness. And if they escape, you'll know immediately that they're out of there. But that would be my question for Kubo. What kind of security patrols happen in the Mukin? There's no fucking way. I guess they can know like what the radius is of their Reiatsu, right? Similar to like what Aizen when he fucked up that guy's poor arms. Just as long as they know where the circle is, they can just dodge it. Anyways, I thought a great question. Power scales up Aizen even more, which is something we already knew. He's basically unkillable because of the Hogyoku. But it would have been fun to know what's the prison meals in the Soul Society? Like what are they offering? I think that's what the guy wanted to know. Question number 2. The effectiveness of anesthesia changes depending on one's Reiatsu potency, but is one's alcohol tolerance also influenced by this? Great question again, by the way. Great question. We don't knock on these people for asking these questions. And Kubo says, one has nothing to do with the other. Even rookies can drink a ton without getting drunk. There you go. So it's just based on person. And I think obviously you can see that with somebody like Yhwach, who seems to always be drunk. He has a lot of Reiatsu as a captain. So I think you can piece that together, but it makes sense, right? I think these are great questions personally, but I see where they're coming from, and Kubo's probably like, you fucking dumbass. Question number 3. In his fight with Ulquiorra, Uryu is seen using hemostatics and anesthetics. Does he always carry such items around with him? Kubo says, seems like it. Is that even legal? ? Which is a great question because he's basically carrying around drugs wherever he goes, which you would not see outside of a hospital. My man, Kubo, and it makes sense that Uryu was probably just robbing his dad blind and just calling it a fucking day. All right, and that is all the Klub Outside questions for this week. Shout out to Kubo for putting up with everybody's BS on a week-to-week basis. Let's talk. This is like a speed running podcast. Think of how quick I could give you guys the news. Jose's not here to stop me. Pythe's not here to judge me. I could just zoom through all of this. Let's talk Discord questions. Freaks Guild's going to kick it off with one of the worst questions I've ever seen. Will Sam ever tattoo Freaks Guild onto his head? And the answer is no. All right. Next question. Chilsey is back, and he has a question for us. He says, my eyes are finally open after starting Dandadan. So my question for everyone is, do you believe in aliens or ghosts? Would you like to be possessed by a ghost? Would alien win or predator? Are cows aliens? Can Sam put a disc around his head and cosplay as a flying saucer? Are Ouija boards technically a way the human world and the soul study can communicate? Okay, lots to unpack there. Wish Jose was here to answer this one, but I'll kick it off. Here we go. Let's start with question number 1. Do I believe in aliens or ghosts? Ghosts, no. I am of the belief that I feel like if we exist, I'm sure there's a planet somewhere that has some form of life on it, which you would consider alien. So yes on that one. Would you like to be possessed by a ghost? Is it like a Hollow Ichigo sort of situation where like I share the body? Is he just going to take over my body as a whole? And then I'm just like in there like, I was going to drop a JJK spoiler. I'm just like watching from inside my body, unable to do anything. Is it just like, hey, yeah, I'm possessed for maybe like an hour, then he bounces out? There's some fun things in there. Like maybe I get ghost powers by being possessed. That would be pretty cool. If it's positive, would love it. Would absolutely love it. Have built-in friend, get powers, have fun. If I'm like in trouble, I pass my body over the ghost fucks him up. Love it. Hollow Ichigo situation, I'm there. If it's like they take my body and I'm just now a backseat driver in my own body, no thank you. Not interested. Would Alien win or Predator? I think I have seen this movie very, very, very long time ago. And if I recall correctly, Predator wins. But I think the twist of the movie, right, was that the alien like implanted himself inside of one of the Predator bodies and gave birth to like a hybrid. And that's where I recall the movie ending. I think there was a second one. I don't recall if I seen it, but I still stand by Predator would win. Speaking of, I really want to see that new Predator movie. I've seen really, really good reviews for it. But now like all the movies in the world are coming out. It's like the Predator movie's still out. I wanted to see the new Frankenstein movie in theaters. Missed it. Now You See Me, Now You Don't is out, which those movies are crap, but I enjoy them. And Running Man. Running Man seems like it's a lot of fun. So I want to see all those movies. And then I think the week after that is Wicked 2, which my wife's going to have to see. Just because we saw the first one, we have to see Wicked 2. So now I'm locked into like 5 different fucking movies. So I don't know if I'll see the Predator one, but I'll definitely catch it on streaming. Question number 3 from Chilsey. Are cows aliens? No. Next question. Can Sam put a disc around his head and cosplay as a flying saucer? I could. Am I going to? No. Are Ouija boards technically a way for the human world and the Soul Society to communicate? Yeah, I can see that. That'd be cute. That'd be funny. That'd be a funny little bit to put into Bleach, as they communicate to the human world sometimes by doing suggestions through Ouija boards. Chelsea, your mind continues to astound me, okay? We have answers on some of these questions from Pythes, so I will read this. Pythes says, can't make for the recording for the next podcast. I'll answer here. I don't believe in aliens, but I have encountered ghosts before. So Pythes has actively encountered ghosts. And Divine Departure replies, I'm the opposite. He says, I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in life outside of Earth. And then he follows up with a new question. So next question from Divine Departure. What did you guys want to do? What did you guys want to be when you were in school? Like your dream jobs, realistic jobs. My dumbass thought that I could be a band or a pro soccer player, but my realistic job I wanted to be was an accountant or a history teacher. Instead I became a loser. That's really sad, and I have a feeling a lot of these are going to be really depressing. Speaking of, Marcena Day said that she never had any aspirations for my future. She always wanted a family and then just to do whatever it took to support them, but that's really it. Incredibly depressing. Yeah, fuck, man. That's brutal. So my answer to that, and I've always had this answer since I was very, very, very little. Obviously, growing up, loved playing video games. I think that's why I have vision problems. All I would do is play video games. I never wanted to be a pro video game player. Wasn't interested in that. It wasn't even an option when I was growing up. I also grew up in the perfect era where I was too young to realize what streaming and recording YouTube videos was going to be until after the boom. So in my feeble young mind, I wanted to do, and I knew this existed from watching like G4 TV and stuff like that back in the day. I always wanted to be a video game tester. That was my life goal, was to be a video game tester. And then the movie came out. There was a movie that came out, a very raunchy movie. I forget what it's called, but it's about being a video game tester, and it was funny. It was hilarious. And then as more stories came out that being a video game tester basically fucking sucks. You get paid like shit. They throw you in the trash once the game's done. I no longer wanted to be that. And then I had no more aspirations after that. And now here I am. All right. Next question. Robert, our beloved editor Robert, says, most important question ever asked here. Best type of pizza plus what drink to go with it. Or if you're going to eat something after pizza, what would it be for you? I can answer all of this. I can answer. You guys might not know this, but I'm a pizza connoisseur. Big pizza connoisseur. I always get pizza anywhere I go. My wife hates how much pizza I eat. I love pizza. Now, you can ask me for recommendations anywhere in the local Southern California area, and I'll have one for you. Okay? I got this new place I'm fucking obsessed with. So, very strong opinions on the subject. But let's go through some of the answers from our Discord we've gotten already. Divine Departure says stuffed crust, extra cheese, pepperoni, and I like to either add red pepper flakes or Valentina sauce because I'm Mexican. And he says a Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, and we cannot forget the buffalo wings. Marcena Day says a Supreme with Pepsi. I'm a big Pepsi fan. I like Pepsi more than I like Coke, so I shout out Marcena Day. Deuces. And Pythes says Little Caesars cheese pizza with a cheer wine. Okay, so what the fuck is a cheer wine? Has anybody in their mom heard of cheer wine? I'm about to Google this right now. Cheer, and it's not a wine? Is Pythes drinking wine with pizza? Cheer wine is a cherry-flavored soft drink by Carolina Beverage, so I assume it's like a Dr. Pepper. Because isn't Dr. Pepper kind of a cherry soda? Claiming to be the oldest continuing soft drink company still operated by the same family. It was created in 1917. That's crazy. I'm going to send Pythes money to mail me some of this. Can you buy it? Can you buy Cheerwine online? Cheerwine. Find Cheerwine near you. I'm going to put my zip code on cheerwine.com. Has anybody heard of Cheerwine? There's no fucking way, except it's got to be super local to like East Coast. I guarantee it. As a West Coaster, I've never seen this before. There's a soda that's really popular like in Scotland. I used to work with a guy that was from Scotland, and it tastes like fucking bubble gum, but it's orange. I don't remember what it's called. He got some for me. It was crazy. Find Cheerwine near you. Okay, sorry. I'm getting confused on the directions here. None. Drink Cheerwine Legend soft drink. $33 for 24 cans of Cheerwine. I just fear that's not worth it. Like, can someone just mail me like one bottle of Cheerwine so I can try it? So, anyways, back to Robert's question. Best type of pizza. So he's asking a type, not brand. What drink to go with it? And then if I'm going to eat something after a pizza, what would it be for you? So like a dessert or something like that. So firstly, I am a cheese pizza only type of guy. I believe that, firstly, I don't really like any toppings on a pizza, but I believe you judge a pizza by a cheese pizza alone. That's the base. That's the original. That if they can't make a good cheese pizza, they're not going to make a good pizza. I think a lot of these companies get by making shitty pizzas and throwing a lot of toppings on it that you don't even really taste the pizza. So you need to judge pizza places off of the cheese pizza because like anybody, it's just toppings, right? You just throw fucking meat on there, call it a day, and then you'll be like, wow, this meat's fucking good. Yeah, of course the meat's fucking good because it's the same meat you get fucking everywhere. It's great. A pizza, the ingredients for the cheese, the sauce, the crust, that's what you should be tasting when you get pizza. I'm a cheese pizza only type of guy. Sometimes extra cheese. I have a couple places that are local around here that I always get extra cheese because damn, I love that shit. And what do I drink with a pizza? Dr. Pepper. 100% Dr. Pepper. If there is no Dr. Pepper, my backup is Pepsi, of course. My preferred, obviously, Dr. Pepper, I think, I know preferred Dr. Pepper is straight from the fountain. Love fountain soda. Fountain soda is the way to go. I get down that shit. I love when it's mixed just right in the fountain. Backup is a fresh 2 liter. If I'm just going to have it in one sitting, I'm getting a 2 liter, poured in a cup. I'm drinking that shit. Love it. Straw, always. Got to use a straw for that type of soda. Now, what am I going to eat after a pizza? Typically, after a pizza, I have downed a whole large pizza by myself because I'm a big man and I am so full, I cannot eat a single fucking thing after that. Back in the day when Josh and I used to get pizzas together all the fucking time, we would do pizza, we'd do fucking ice cream, and we would be so sick. I would be so sick. Josh would be thriving. That's when I started to find out I was lactose. So there we go. But if I'm doing a side with the pizza, garlic bread. I fucking love garlic bread. If there's another thing I love, it's garlic bread. Now, the garlic also upsets my stomach. Does that stop me? Do we let that stop a man like me? No, we don't. So I eat it anyways. I eat all of the garlic bread. I fucking love garlic bread. Now, this is going to sound horrible. I like garlic bread when you bite into it. It's so juicy. Like you feel it squeeze into your mouth. Ooh. I know that shit's going to hit. I know. So that's my go-to. Now, if we're talking what brands, that's the true question because Tithes is dropping Little Caesars. He straight up said Little Caesars. I think Little Caesars is good for the price back when it used to be $5 hot and ready. Now, in Southern California, they don't have that shit anymore. That doesn't exist. You cannot get a cheese or pepperoni pizza from Little Caesars for $5 anymore. You can't even get it for $7. It doesn't exist. Little Caesars is now competing with all the other pizzas that exist out there because their price is so expensive. It is not worth the price anymore. Back in the day, it used to be. Now it is not. I would not go out of my way to get a Little Caesars. If somebody has Little Caesars, I'm going to enjoy it. It's great. It reminds me of like school pizza, like that. And I know a lot of people are very in love with this type of pizza. Papa John's, Little Caesars, Domino's. That reminds me of school pizza. Like your teacher gets you pizza. It's coming from one of those 3 places. Now, my middle school, we had 2 types of pizzas. One was a very local brand. You can figure out where I am pretty easily with this. It was called What a Lotta Pizza. Fire fucking pizza. They all hand make the pizza. So sometimes the pizza's really good. Sometimes the pizza's really crap because it's local. They actually hand make it. Second, Pizza Hut. Now, I know their pizza's fucking frozen. I know. But those small circular pizzas that you used to be able to get from Target, you used to get them Taco Bell Pizza Hut combos. Dude, those shits are so good. Those are so good. I love those pizzas. Those things are so, so good. So if I'm choosing a chain, by the way, Round Table Pizza, last honest pizza. That's the tagline. Most expensive pizza you'll ever have. But by God, it's good. That is the best chain that you could get. All those other chains don't even come fucking close to what I'm offering at Round Table Pizza. Garlic bread. They start serving garlic bread at Round Table Pizza. Ooh. Damn, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I fucking love Round Table Pizza. Highly, highly, highly recommend. That's my answer. Now, I can go into a whole tangent on frozen pizzas as well, but I'm not going to waste this whole podcast. I could have a whole podcast talking about pizzas. Frozen pizza, best one. Tombstone Pizza. Good luck finding it, though, because I think they're going out of business. But Tombstone Pizza is the best value, the best taste you will ever get out of a frozen pizza. Fight me. And now that I've read all of those lovely questions by our lovely Discord members, if you want to join our Discord, be sure to check the link in the description. We have the best Discord with the best people. It's going to start popping off the moment Bleach Co 4 comes out. I highly recommend joining, especially with Bleach Soul Resonance right around the corner. Let's take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters. If you guys didn't know, we do have a Patreon. We upload an extra 15 minutes of Bleach Boys every single week straight to the Patreon, regardless of how long the main episode is. You get 15 extra minutes. So if I was to end this episode right now, you would still get 15 extra minutes, like half the podcast at that point. And you can join for as little as $5. $5 a month gives you access to all of that extra content and more. But if you donate a little bit more than that, you get some special perks like being listed here on the screen, as well as being read out live on every single Bleach Boys podcast that we do. So let's take a moment to thank those people, starting with Veronica Bermudez, Pickle Rick, Sam is Unk status. Okay, people are starting to add shit to their names. Divine Departure, Batman of the Gote 13, Sarah Berry, Aether Paradox, Head Captain Mount Chilsea, also Chad's Abuelo, Braxton, Triple Rule, and then Divine Departure, Sam's ex-best friend. Damn, this has been a tough one for me. I'm not only have found out that I'm Unk status, but now Divine Departure's not my friend. And you think it's because I compared him to, like, he's the guy to my Kakashi, because that's accurate. You know, and I sent him a beautiful card with signature. You know, let's roll that video right now.
All right. See what we got in here. Okay, neatly wrapped. I'm liking this. Okay. That's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Not because of this, but what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Jose? I'm gonna have to travel down to Raleigh Pythes so that way I get you to sign it as well. Okay, these are sick. Okay. Oh, a note as well. Cool. Never seen these before. These are pretty cool. Now, what do we have? A note. I think it is. Divine, I concede. You are better than me at Guild Quest and at Apex. Congratulations, Bald Man. Damn. Okay, never mind. I take everything back. Maybe you are pretty cool. Maybe you are.
I'm glad you enjoyed that, Divine. Let me tell you the heart attack I had when you opened that up and revealed a note inside of that box. I was like, oh my fucking God. Did I put a note? Like, I've been sending out thank you notes for my wedding. Did I put something in that box? And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, thank fuck. I had a heart attack. Like, what note did I put in that box? Because I had this great idea. So I sent him in that. If you've seen the video, I sent Divine Departure a card, the signed Union Arena card, and signed by me and Jose. And then I put two Bleach and a Bleach and Ichigo and a Byakuya figure in there. It's part of the Look Up series. So they like sit on your desk, like look up at you like little fucking creeps. And the goal of setting that was like, here's two Look Up figures since you're always looking up at me from the bottom of the scoreboard for Guild Quest. Now, when I sent that, I was winning Guild Quest. I was the best at Guild Quest. Since I've sent that packet, I think I like packaged up all my BBS luck. I've just gone down the drain. I'm just horrible at Bleach Brave Souls. I can't fucking do the Guild Quest. I have horrible scores. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. So he's really Uno reverse carded me on that one, unfortunately. So I guess shout out Divine Departure. Thanks for that. All right. Anyways, let's talk Anime Pasadena. I went there this last weekend with my beloved wife. I was going to make a video about it. We didn't stay very long in Anime Pasadena. I've never been. I didn't know what it was expected to be like. There's also Anime Expo Chibi going on at the same time. So went out to Pasadena. I talked about this last time. Like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be Anime Pasadena. I didn't know if I was going to go both days. I was going to go one day, what my schedule was going to look like for work. I ended up getting that Saturday. I think I actually got Friday, Saturday off. So I had this great idea. I was like, I have a lot of points. Let's go and get a hotel room. We'll stay out there the night before. That way we'll just walk over. It'll be right next to the convention center. It's going to be fucking awesome. So booked a hotel room last minute, super cheap, went out there. I was like, this is so good. I talked about my game plan, how I have this thing already signed by Michelle Ruff. I'm going to get signed by Johnny Young Bosch. Started collecting all the Soul Reapers. There were a lot of Bleach voice actors that were there. I was so excited, and I'm really happy that Teases isn't on this podcast because he would roast me. I packed all of my stuff, made sure I was good to go. My wife was like, you bring pins from the sign? I'm like, yeah, I got pins, but I think they're going to have pins here because it's more of like a voice acting signing convention. Went all the way there. Ask me, take a moment, let's pause. Guess what I didn't bring with me. Any single piece of merch for them to sign. So I had a great night spending the night there. I had some great pizza that was local to Pasadena out there. The next day I was walking there. I was like, oh my God, I didn't bring a single fucking thing for them to sign. I didn't bring my poster. I didn't bring like the skate deck. I didn't bring like the limited edition volume 1 for Bleach for them to sign. I didn't bring a single fucking thing. I was like, you know what? No big deal. It's an anime convention. They're going to have stuff there. I can definitely find something for them to sign. You know what? I couldn't find something for them to sign. So a lot of the voice actors, if you've never been, you go to Anime Pasadena. It's a 2-day event. This is part of like a convention. I guess the best way to relate it is if you have night markets. If you have like anime night markets, anime festivals near you, this is closer to that, where it's all fan funded. There's not a lot of, I don't think there was any official companies that were there. There was no like Crunchyroll. There was no Viz Media. There's no Bandai. There was nothing there. It's all small independent booths, big artist alley. A lot of your smaller brands, like Anime Gear Guru, they're not small, but they were there. So, but like none of the official stuff was there. So that was my foil. Pokemon cards and One Piece CCG everywhere. There was everywhere you can find. If I was looking for One Piece signatures, I would have just bought a card, called it a day. Pop figures. Pop figures were everywhere. Everywhere in that convention, there was a pop figure. Michelle Ruff, actually, which is a great idea on her part, she had the official Rukia pop figures that you could get signed by her with an art print. And it was like a $40 purchase, something like that. I mean, incredible steal. Really good. If you like pops, more power to you. I personally fucking hate pops. Hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. I can't stand them. I saw a report recently that Funko Pop's not doing too great. Honestly, good riddance. Sorry if you lose a job from there. I would never wish that on you. But damn, those things are ugly, and they are like the Beanie Baby of our generation. Don't support them. So I looked everywhere. I walked around. I was like, surely somebody's got to be selling like a volume of Bleach. Like even if it's like the OG, or like someone's got to have like a poster. Like there's always people selling stuff from the Shonen Jump store in Japan. Like that's surely got to be there. I couldn't find a single fucking thing. So then I'm like walking around where all the signature are, where they had all kinds of people. They had the voice actor of Aizen, the voice actor of Keigo, the voice acting of Ichigo, the voice actor of Rukia. They had a couple more. A couple more were there as well. So I started going up to the booths, like, let me see if they have like a poster or something that they'll sign, or like a cool like piece of art. So I walked to Michelle Ruff's one first, went ahead and looked at that. Artwork was okay. It wasn't my best. She had a small one, like, of the very first kind of like Bleach poster. And I just was really hoping for something a little bit bigger, something I could like frame and put up there. I think it would look a little bit cooler. So I didn't end up going with that. And then I went to go look at the voice actor of Aizen. He had like an Aizen picture that was like a fan made for him. Not my favorite. Then Johnny had a bunch of artwork as well. There wasn't anything that really looked cool, and it sucks. I was waiting in line, so we went and looked around. I walked around the whole thing and then came back. And I was like, all right, well, let's wait in line in Johnny's. Johnny's line was wrapped. Like, it was like a fucking snake that wrapped back and forth constantly all day. Johnny must have been making a killing. Michelle's prices were probably, I believe it was like $40 per signature. And she also charged, I think it was $30 for a photo. Okay. Crazy, by the way, but good money for her. Kudos. Johnny's line snaked multiple times all day. I can only imagine. I mean, I would say he's at least charging the same as Michelle. $40 a signature. He's probably doing, how many signatures do you think you could do in an hour and like really talk to somebody? Let's say each interaction, which is not going to take this long. Let's say each interaction is 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you're doing, what is that? 5, 10. You're doing 12 signatures an hour times 40, which is $480. You're doing an hour, which is insane. And that's only if they're buying the base signature. If they're buying any of like the additional artwork, any of the pops, anything extra you offer there, a photo, dude, that's insane. That money's insane. If you're doing, let's just say you're doing even $400, just keep my math easy, times 8, what, 8, 16, 32, $3,200 in a day. All right, well, welcome. Jose's here now.
Hello.
I was just talking about, I don't know if you remember, Jose. I went to Anime Pasadena.
Oh, you did go?
I did go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really, well, so I was just saying, I was in the middle of doing the breakdown. By the way, I think voice actors, something like Johnny Young Bosch makes a fucking killing at these things. So I was just doing the math. So like Michelle Ruff, I saw her there. Her breakdown, she charged $40 for a signature. I think it was like $30 for a photo. Okay. Her line was like probably there's like 3 or 4 people waiting consistently for Michelle Ruff every time I went. Johnny's line was snaked back and forth like 5 times all day. All day, Jose.
Did you ever do it?
Well, so here's what I was saying, and I'm really happy that Tite isn't here. I just to explain this whole story, I decided to get a hotel out there like last second with Katie, my wife, and I was like, it's gonna be great. Like, I get a hotel because I was being off Friday. So like, I'll go up there Friday. We'll already be up there Saturday. It's walking distance from the hotel. We'll just walk over.
God,
It'll be
that's
fucking
so
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, it'll be great. So because of that, Jose, I forgot to bring anything to sign. So Tite would be pissed right now if he was here. I had this whole grand plan of all these posters I was going to bring, but I've never been before, so we still went and walked around, and I kind of thought, like, I'll just find something there.
Yeah, something cool, right?
Jose, there was fucking nothing. It was filled with TCG stuff, so like One Piece TCG and Pokemon, of course, the 2 biggest ones, and pop figures.
Of course.
So I ended up walking around to all of the different voice actor booths to see like what, because they all offer art. They're like, oh, we have art that we can sign for you. Like, don't worry about it. None of it was really cool. They were all like small, like, I don't know, 9x11 sizes.
Okay.
I wanted like a poster, like something really
something
cool, like sturdy.
Yeah.
Nothing really offered that. And so I finally decided to get into Johnny's line, and we waited, and it was long, Jose. It was a really long line. And so I was just thinking, they make, let's say, Johnny does 1 interaction every 5 minutes, which is probably closer to 2 minutes, but let's just be 5. So $40. Let's say they do the base, $40. I'm sure his costs more. $40 times 5. I was doing the math, which it comes out to be about like $400 an hour is that he's making. Jesus, and then times it by 8, $3,200 a day. I'm sure he makes way more than that. My guess is he probably leaves that with 10 grand.
Now, do you think that the artists have to come and book?
So I actually know how it works.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about like the voice actors.
Yeah, the voice actors.
So typically it is the convention that reaches out to them, because actually one of my coworkers.
They want the whole.
Yeah. So and one of my coworkers actually he helps run a convention out in Arizona. I'm not gonna drop it. But he runs an anime convention out in Arizona.
Sick.
And so I asked him. It was one of the first questions I asked. Like how does that work? Like, how do the voice actor things work? And he said it depends on what type of voice actor it is. If it's like a really big voice actor, they said like one year they had like one of the Japanese VAs. I think it was like the Japanese VA for Frieza or something.
Okay.
He said for them, like, they're all like part of like a union, like contracted. You have to like guarantee them a certain amount of money for them to show up, and then you have to guarantee them a certain amount of money on top of that in signatures. It's like a whole thing.
So either way, you're shelling out the money.
Yes. Yeah. But for the smaller ones, they typically will show up for free with a guarantee of like, hey, I'm going to have, 10,000 people show up to my event. I can guarantee you at least 100 signatures. So you're making, you show up for the day, you make $800, go home, whatever it is. That's typically how it works for like the smaller, like English dub voice actors. That's kind of what you offer them. And then of course, if they fall short of that, they don't give a fuck, because then the convention will pay them the difference.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because obviously the convention still wants them to be there because it's a draw for people to come there, and then they'll pay the difference for it.
That's not a lose-lose. It's a win-win for them.
Line was insane.
Dude.
So actually, when I was waiting there, I got recognized waiting in line.
Oh, nice.
So I just got in line. Literally, I was standing there, and this guy came over, and I don't have his name. So my wife said I was really mean to you. I'm sorry if that's the case. This is not my opinion. I thought it was very nice. So this guy came over, was like, hey, I'm so sorry, like, if I'm confusing you with somebody else, but like, are you the guy with the Bleach podcast? I was like, oh yeah, that's me. And so I talked to him, I was like, well, it's like good to see you. And he's like, yeah, I can't wait for like Bleach news. I'm like, oh well, Jump Festa. It's gonna be like the next one that comes out. Like,
next
that's
month.
like a month from now. He's like, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And I said, what are you here to get signed? And he actually was getting nothing Bleach signed. And he said he has a very old anime. Like, he showed me like the DVD that he brought. It's a old anime that both Michelle Ruff and Johnny Young Bosch were part of.
Really?
Like, back in the day.
Okay.
Not Bleach.
One of their first ones?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
he said
so
he already
badass.
got signed by Michelle Ruff. Now he's here to get it signed by Johnny Young Bosch.
Oh, that's nice.
I told him, like, that's fucking cool. That's really, really cool. He's like, yeah, like, I'm super excited to get it signed. And he's like, anyways, like, really cool, like, to see you. And then it just kind of fizzled out. I was like, cool, like, yeah, good to see you, man. And
was he still standing there?
No, well, I shook his hand. He was one thing over. I shook his hand and like moved on my day. But Katie always likes to judge everything I do. So what
of course.
What can you?
It's the wife.
What can you do? New decree though. This is going to be a new Weebs Grilled decree, and you guys can do with this information what you do. if you recognize one of us in public or both of us in public, I'm going to force you to take a photo. Because I don't know how to handle that. I don't know if you want one. I don't know. Like I would want one, but I'm like I back in my early Sam days, I met a lot of YouTubers, and it's always very awkward. Like I never knew like, should I ask? Are you gonna ask later? If you see us, I'm not forcing you into a photo. Straight up, I'm forcing you into a photo. So you can choose to pretend not to know me,
and be like, you will be.
But
in this
if you make it public that you know me, you're done. You're done.
You're taking a picture with him.
You're getting a photo. You're fucking done. And so that goes for Jose also. If I see you recognize Jose, you're done. You're done. Tell him you're done, Jose.
We're done. we're also like hella awkward when people do come up to us because it's only happened a handful of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're still very, very, very caught off guard by it.
Yeah. So you're fucking done now. If you come to me, I'm going to get it. That's it. And that way I'll have proof. It'll be done.
Yep.
So ultimately, by the way, after that guy recognized me, I waited in line for, I don't know, like 15 minutes. Line didn't move at all. I said, well, I didn't bring any sign anyway. I'm leaving. So exited that line, and I didn't get anything signed.
Is there time limits? There has to be time limits with
I mean,
fan interactions,
I
right?
assume it's up to the person, because obviously the more people he can sign, the better it's going to be.
True.
And I would also assume that if you're in line, he would finish. Like he would finish like doing the signatures.
They would cap it at some point.
Yeah. I think like probably let's say like an hour before the event. If there's still a long fucking line, they'd probably go, all right, done.
What if they hit you with that? He's going to lunch break.
I mean, you're stuck.
Yeah,
you're stuck.
You
like you gotta wait, dude, because the line was really long all day. Like it never got shorter.
It makes sense. I mean, he was also
he's
Black
awesome.
Power Ranger.
I mean, yeah,
he was Vash the Stampede.
He had a huge banner of all of his characters right
I
outside that he played.
those.
It was like
are so cool.
huge. Like I was like, damn, that's crazy.
What a fucking
that's
badass.
really crazy. Yeah. Rukia had a lot of good and login stuff available to sign. Sword Art Online stuff, because she was the sniper girl with the blue hair from Sword Art Online.
Right.
She had a lot of really cool artwork. And then the voice actor of Aizen was there. He had a bunch of artwork, but it was like a lot of it was like fan artwork. I was looking for like official stuff for them to sign. It was cool. Now that I know what that is like, because I've not really been to a smaller convention like that doesn't have like Viz Media and stuff. That's like a night market, because like this is very much like almost all fan stuff that was there. So now that I know and like what it is, where basically people are going there just to get stuff signed. Like the other stuff is secondary. Like they had so many voice actors there. They had 2 different locations for all the voice actors. There were so many. They had some cool they had like the old school voice like actor of one of the Angry Beavers that was there.
Really?
Yeah, they had some really cool people that was there. My wife was walking around saying that she feels really bad that when she sees people don't have anybody in line for like their signatures. She was starting to like wanting to go wait in line for these people, so they have someone to
Katie,
sign.
no.
So she felt really bad, but it was cool. And now that I know, the next one that pops up, I'm gonna be an expert.
Just keep it in your car at all times.
Yeah, I know. I know. We have it in the hard like case. I could just fucking pull it out.
You're gonna get pulled over, and they're gonna be like, "Sir, why is there a giant 6-foot sword in here?"
I know. Be like, fuck. It's just in case I meet this very famous voice actor, guys. Please, like, believe me. But it was cool. So I have a couple gripes, and I'll just keep them quick. And I think these have already been said. When we showed up, we showed up probably about an hour before opening, because of course, like, walk up. The line to wait to get in was so fucking long already, and it wrapped like all the way around the convention center to the backside where they started snaking it. And then where they were snaking it, there was no sun coverage, so it was all just beaming hot.
And it was hot this weekend.
And Pasadena is like out like near the mountains, so it's hot. It's really, really hot, and I was sweating, Jose. It was so fun. I told Katie, I said, if my good friend Jose was here, he would go cut in line for me.
Oh, 100%.
I said my friend Jose would have cut, and I would have been up there in the shade.
How many times did I get away with it at AX?
I said, instead, I'm suffering here. And she's like, well, why don't you do it? I said, look at me. I'm not cutting anybody. Like, I walk into a line, they're going to know the 6-foot bald giant that was not in line before. I'm going to get called out. I was like, you guys are small. You're one of the many. You can just walk right in. They don't know if you met a friend there. They don't know anything about it. Like, instead, I walked there. They're going to immediately know I wasn't there, and I'm not talking to anybody. They're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And she wouldn't do it. She wasn't down.
She's not down. She's not down.
Yeah, we missed you. I also paid $36 for a convention food at the anime, because I
$36.
Yeah, I thought a good tradition would be whenever I go to convention, let me try the convention center pizza. Big pizza guy, and so I got a nacho, a pizza, a soda, and a Gatorade. So 4 things, $36.
Jesus.
Yeah, and the pizza was inedible. I threw it away. So that was fucked up.
They did you dirty.
Yeah, it was disgusting. But there was really good local pizza in Pasadena. I've never been to Pasadena before.
It's nice.
Cute area.
Yeah, it's a
really
nice
fucking
area.
cute. Really, really down with Pasadena. Down to go back again. I have a couple of questions to ask you from the Discord, Jose, because I know they're going to want your opinion. Here is question numero uno.
See.
What did you want to be when you were in school? Like back in the day, like
Back
when you were
in,
a kid.
like, middle school?
So Divine wants to know your dream job, like when you were a kid, and then like your realistic, like what did you realistically want to be?
Oh fuck, my dream job. I think when I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
There's a paper that I made in elementary school, and I think my mom has it somewhere. I said I wanted to be an astronaut, but I couldn't spell astronaut, so I legit put tro and then not, but it's just
okay.
my dyslexia kicking in.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be an astronaut specifically because I wanted to go see Saturn.
Ah, cool.
I thought
That's
that
cool.
was cool. And then when I was in, how do I say, middle school, I think I wanted to be a detective because that's
cool.
when
That's
my
cool.
absolute peak for Batman kicked
That's
in.
cool.
And was like, wow,
Yeah.
I don't know if I could be as badass
Yeah.
as Batman, but I could definitely be a detective.
Okay, that's cool. Great answer. And then another question from Robert, our editor. He wants to know best type of pizza plus what drink you have to go with it.
Best type of pizza. Ooh.
Now it's not asking what chain, but like
But
best type.
I'm super basic when it comes to pizza, so pepperoni.
Okay. All right.
But add some bacon.
Okay.
And then maybe a little bit of buffalo sauce on top with
Okay.
the garlic butter on the.
All right. You said you're pretty basic. You got
Well,
about fucking 5 things there, Jose.
Those
Okay.
are pretty generic. So I'm
Okay,
just like,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And then just dip it in ranch.
And
But
what drink are you going? What's your go-to drink for a za?
a basic Coca-Cola, dude.
All right.
It's
all right.
It's embedded into my DNA. So like, Mexicans
Yeah.
always drink Coca-Cola with everything. Like tacos just taste
It's
better
true.
with it.
It's true.
Mhm.
And it's always from a can.
Yeah, it's always
Or-
from a can
or a bottle.
Yeah, a bottle if you can get it imported from
Yes,
Mexico,
yes.
from the motherland.
Yep. Now Pythes gave his chain of choice, which Pythes said Little Caesars.
Little Caesars.
Now, do you have a chain of choice that is your favorite pizza?
I really liked Round Table. That's still
Amen,
probably
brother.
one of my
Amen.
favorites.
Amen.
Since then, I don't think I've found one.
Have you tried their competitor Mountain Mike that's right next to your house?
No,
now? You gotta try it.
We always keep forgetting them. But if we're talking about like budget pizza, Guadalajara.
I said the same thing.
It's so good.
Yep.
The only reason I don't like Little Caesars is because it gives me like really bad heartburn. Specifically, Little Caesars.
And also, I'm not going to go back into it because I already shit on them. They don't have $5 hot and ready pizzas anymore.
Nope,
So
they got
like
rid of that.
the whole point of Little Caesars is gone. Now I don't know if that's just like a West Coast thing, which it might be.
It might
be
be,
like
yeah.
because California is going to fucking
So fucking
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. But they don't have that anymore. So the price comparison's gone.
Do you remember when Pizza Hut had those $5 pizzas?
Oh, the Pizza Mias. dude.
Yes.
Jose, I was just dreaming about those the other night, dog. The Pizza Mias.
I just remember having those.
I just had this whole thought in my head like the other day, like, man, imagine if somebody like takes over Pizza Hut and brings back the Pizza Mias. you
I
know?
mean, they're technically, I think they're being sold or going out of business.
Oh, well, both of those are not entirely great. Someone just bought Denny's. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess the same company that bought Del Taco now owns Denny's.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't
Yeah.
going nowhere. Del Taco's still around.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. I have one more question for you, Jose. And I know a lot of people are going to want your opinion, and I know your answer to it already, but we're going to call it, and I'm going to bring it over to the Patreon now. I'm going to tease the question here.
Ooh, okay.
The question is, do you believe in aliens and ghosts, Jose? Now, don't answer. I know Jose's answer, and you know he's a Mexican, okay? So we know we can take an educated guess here. We're going to hop over to the Patreon Captains Meeting. If you guys want to watch that, check out the link in the description, and then we'll see you guys next week for more Bleach Boys with all 3 of us. All right? Goodbye, everybody.